Hello, and welcome to Q News. I'm Alex Gibson.
And I am Morgan Drobny. As COVID-19 numbers continue to rise worldwide, here at High Point University, we are seeing a decrease in cases.
But the story that has everyone talking was the first presidential debate yesterday between Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Joe Biden. Last night, President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Joe Biden went head-to-head in the first presidential debate in Cleveland, Ohio. There were many interruptions and disagreements when it came to social and political issues happening in America today. Many reporters are even calling this the worst debate in history. Many issues were not addressed, but hopefully they will address more topics at the next debate on October 15th in Miami, Florida.
The world has reached a somber milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic this past week. Coronavirus has killed over 1 million people worldwide since March. The United States alone accounts for more than 20% of deaths, making it the country with the highest fatality rates. Only some states have reported downwards trends in cases: Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Delaware, and Maryland. Other states remain stable. As a nation, we're making efforts to end potential growth in the virus to decrease the number of deaths. In a few weeks, are hoping for a decrease in positive cases worldwide.
As COVID-19 numbers are increasing in the states, many colleges and universities have already sent students home due to a rising number of cases on campuses. At HPU, there are signs plastered around campus to remind students to wear masks at all times. A reduced number of chairs are in each classroom to keep students distanced and safe. Every classroom contains antibacterial wipes, allowing students to disinfect their hands, desk, and other surfaces. These precautions are put in place to ensure the safety of students, with hopes of staying on campus the entire semester. Here at High Point University, COVID is Plan B.
COVID-19 has impacted High Point University despite their efforts to normalize the new campus life with COVID-19. Greek Life would have been recruiting new members these past few weeks in person, but this year it's a whole new experience. Not only are potential new members dealing with the stress of recruiting, but now they have an additional factor of making an impression online. The new members were given their bids this week, yet are not able to form an in-person bond due to the restrictions of large gatherings. This year has been an uphill battle, but Greek Life has put in their efforts to make the enjoyable and fun experience.
Next up on Q News, upset caused by grand jury's decision on Breonna Taylor's death leads to nationwide protests.
And how High Point University's new dining location gives students a chance to connect with nature. Welcome back to Q News. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, passed away on September 18th at age 87. Ginsburg was known for her successful fight against gender discrimination. Early this year, Ginsburg's funeral took place at the White House, where they honored her dedication to her job. Trump nominated Amy Coney Barrett to take over her position. Barrett is a conservative federal appeals court judge. Trump recognized her for her efforts, with hopes she'll pursue the position well.
Kentucky detective Brett Hankinson, who was facing charges after the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor, pleaded not guilty on Monday. Taylor was shot multiple times after her boyfriend opened fire as officers entered her home during a drug raid. Taylor's boyfriend claimed he didn't know who was coming in and fired in self-defense. The grand jury declined to charge Hankinson, who opened fire inside Taylor's house. The grand jury's decision set off protests in Louisville and across the country.
Point Blank is just one of the many clubs on High Point University's campus that is still hosting meetings while having to find ways around the new COVID protocol. Point Blank is a student-run talk show. There is social distancing and wearing masks at all times. The members also hand sanitize the equipment between segments. Point Blank meets and films every Tuesday. Be sure to tune in on their YouTube channel as they continue to air during this tough time.
Students return to High Point University this semester with a new building on campus, the Kane Conservatory. The 15,000 square foot conservatory consists of various plant species for students and faculty to conduct botanical research. The new conservatory not only contains various plant species, but a new dining location on campus called the Butterfly Cafe. The Butterfly Cafe is open from 8 to 3 and offers a wide selection of food, from smoothies to a Mediterranean experience.
Next up, campus athletes look for a way to compete even during a pandemic.
COVID outbreaks in teams may cause cancellations in the NFL. Up next, Q Sports.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Harris Eisenberg, and alongside Alec Nava, here is your Q Sports update. Redshirt freshman Christian Castillo of HPU Men's Golf had another impressive weekend on the course, shooting under par 3 times. Castillo shot a 70, 70, and 69 to finish tied at 14th place at the Tucker Amateur Tournament in Arizona. Castillo recently led 5 other Panther golfers at the Golf Week True Blue Amateur Tournament, where his score of 67 was the second lowest round of the final day. HPU golfers will continue to compete in amateur tournaments as their fall season was postponed until the spring.
HBU sports fall teams are starting to see the light as teams are starting to practice again. The men's and women's lacrosse teams have started practicing on the intramural fields. On the field, the teams are able to social distance while still working together. In addition, the basketball teams are practicing on the outdoor courts to get ready for the season to start in November. Masks are still required if the players must refrain from being 6 feet apart. Hopefully, a bit of normalcy is on its way back to HBU's campus.
Former High Point University baseball player Andre Scrub will be on the Houston Astros this postseason. He had an impressive debut season this year, posting a 1.90 ERA in 20 games. He also had a 1-0 record and recorded 1 save. The former Panther will be a key arm in the Astros bullpen this postseason.
The MLB postseason began this past Tuesday with the MLB Wildcard Series. The new expanded playoff format allows surprise teams like the Toronto Blue Jays and the Miami Marlins to sneak into the playoffs. The Wildcard Series features 8 matchups that will be decided in the best of 3 to determine who advances onto the division series.
A round of COVID-19 tests for the Tennessee Titans on Monday came back with 8 positive tests a day after traveling to play the Minnesota Vikings. The origin of this outbreak came from Titans linebacker coach Shane Bowen, who was the only individual to test positive on Saturday and did not travel with the team Sunday. NFL and NFLPA protocol resulted in both teams shutting their facilities down on Tuesday and increased monitoring of anyone who came in close contact with someone who tested positive.
Coach Matt Nagy of the Chicago Bears announced on Monday that Nick Foles would now replace Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback going forward. Trubisky has been inconsistent and failed to complete major plays on Sunday, which led to being replaced by Foles, who went 16 of 29 for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Bears remain one of the last undefeated teams going to Week 4, playing the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday.
The Lakers took Game 1 of the NBA Championship last night, 116-98. This is Eric Spoelstra's 5th trip to the finals with Miami, while Frank Vogel had his championship debut last night. Anthony Davis led the way for the Lakers with 34 points, while Jimmy Butler from Miami had 23. Game 2 will be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Doc Rivers' time with the Los Angeles Clippers came to an end Monday morning, as he and the team mutually parted ways after 7 seasons. This comes a week after the Clippers were stunned by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. Another year of playoff disappointment with a roster featuring 2 superstars and a deep reserve core led to Rivers and the Clippers agreeing to move on from each other.
The Tampa Bay Lightning defeated the Dallas Stars 2-0 in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final to win their 2nd Stanley Cup in franchise history. The Lightning's Victor Hedman won the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the Stanley Cup playoffs, finishing with 10 goals, the 3rd most in Stanley Cup playoff history for a defenseman. Teammate Braden Point, who scored the eventual Cup-winning goal, finished 2nd in points, scored throughout the playoffs with 33, only behind teammate Nikita Kucherov, who finished with 34.
That's it for this edition of Q Sports Update. For Harris Eisenberg, I'm Alec Nava. Have a good evening.